Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
Yep, I'm back for my first review in about over a month. So, it's time to start Slasher Month 3.
Being released October 15th, 1981, we've wanted to review this movie for a while now, and finally I can. But this movie is directed by Sam Raimi, starring his friend Bruce Campbell as Ash Williams, and I guess it being a sequel to the movie that they made called Within the Woods, a short film starring Bruce Campbell also with a similar concept. And they're actually able to make the movie they wanted, but this movie was done for extremely cheap, being so cheap the actors hurt a lot during production, them staying in the cabin that was cold, and it being very brutal and miserable. And it really shows in the final project, with it being amateur, but some of the shots are great, by Sam Raimi, will become a great director.
So, let's watch and see if Sam Raimi got obscenity charged for the movie. It didn't work, but let's watch.
So the movie starts out with a group of an old 73 Oldsmobile Delta, as when Ash is looking at the map, this happens as they drive.
Ah! Why the fuck are you screaming? It's not necessary, you know.
So they drive past Sam Raimi, as they go on a rickety bridge that isn't very stable, and get in the house, them staying there for some reason.
I mean, you can walk up with him, you know. I mean, it's not like the cabin's gonna bite you. Well, not in this movie, at least. Probably could. But, never mind. Scotty, you can walk faster, too. It's not like anything's gonna happen yet.
And so they go inside the old cabin, and the tool shed to check things out. And when the sun goes down, Cheryl, Ash's sister, is drawing when her hand takes a life of her own.
You're just lucky that's only temporary, since your brother lost a hand because of that.
And so she gains control back in her hand as she draws a crappy-looking Book of the Dead. As they start to go partying down, till...
That happens. But don't worry, it's not that bad. It's not like there's really a cellar down there, they just dug a hole. So you're all good.
And so they go into a different basement as they find something down there. A poster for The Hills Have Eyes.
Wes Craven would thank him when he made Nightmare on Elm Street and showed Evil Dead in that movie. Then in Evil Dead 2, he showed Freddy's glove in one of the scenes. And then it kind of went on and on. It's kind of a thing they had.
But that's not really what mattered. They find a book, and a weird-looking dagger down there. And so they listen to a recording of the professor giving the book a name, Nacho di Monto, roughly translated, the Book of the Dead.
Well, it was called that until they renamed in the sequel, the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. Which, I can't blame them for changing it, since that is a cooler name.
And so the book can bring demons into the world of the living, by possessing people. And when Cheryl doesn't want to listen to it, Scotty makes them.
Hey, come on, I just want to hear the rest of it. No big deal.
And hell, even I want to hear it. Okay, I kind of want to hear the difference between this movie and the sequel's incantation.
Shut it off.
No, it's just getting good. Who the hell just turned off my TV?
And so I got my TV back on as we probably get my least favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the direction or what it is. Or just the scene is kind of crappy, but I mean, either way, Raimi's direction and writing eventually get better.
And so Ash gives Linda a necklace. The evil is watching them from outside, being a perv. But it really wants Cheryl, it wanting her to join them. As she goes outside for, the most iconic scene in the movie.
And it's iconic for good and bad reasons.
And so during the scene, the trees grab her, and this happens.
And clearly she's enjoying it because she likes being part of a tree hentai.
And so she's able to get away from the trees and barely gets back inside.
Phew, I was starting to get uncomfortable. I mean, the scene isn't bad. I mean, the scene is probably well directed, but it's uncomfortable. I mean, it's not bad since it's supposed to be uncomfortable and horrific, so it's supposed to be like that, so it's fine. Don't get too riled up and blame Rami for obscenity charges. But it's not that big of a deal, Like, this is the first time it happened. I guess it's the first time it happened with trees, but still.
And so Ashley wants to get her out of that hellhole. But the bridge, it turns out this happened to it.
And they actually let Sam Raimi do this because the thing was getting taken down anyway, so they might as well just let them film a scene with it when it's torn down, so might as well.
And so, because of this, they have to go back to the cabin, Ash being curious and listening to the tape. It's saying that you must dismember the dead to kill them. And so he's listening, and Linda is trying to guess the cards. And Cheryl's way better at this than she is.
Two spades, jack of diamonds, jack of clubs.
Yes, now we get to see our first deadite.
One by one we will take you.
Oh, that didn't last very long. No, never mind. And by the way, your skin is kind of falling off. Oh, Jesus Christ! Ow! That fucking even hurt me! Ow! God damn it, Rami! Ugh, that's... Ow! Okay, it's not exactly realistic, but... it makes you feel pain for... Ow! Son of a bitch.
And so the demon Cheryl overwhelms them all. Until they can push her down into the basement and lock her up.
Where she will stay for most of the movie. Because Bennett likes screwing with people.
And so they're afraid of Cheryl's eyes, mainly because she really couldn't see anything.
I'm not joking. I mean, in the movie, they probably see fine, but really, they can't see worth a damn because of those damn contacts. I mean, they can't see nothing. I mean, it looks cool, but they can't see much. A blind killer isn't that scary.
And so, then we go outside into the woods, as the evil is looking for someone new to possess.
And it does this mainly because normally the evil likes to take the weak in because the strong have a chance of fighting off, like Ash did twice when he got possessed. And some people can fight off the evil, but the weak normally can't, so they're normally the first ones taken off. Like Scotty, he probably could have fought it off, but he eventually gets fucked up. And, her, well, she's not really important, so she gotta get possessed.
And so she attacks them, or mainly just Scotty, as she is stabbed with the Kandarian dagger. But this doesn't take her down for long, as she has to be dismembered. But Ashley is too much of a pussy right now, so Scotty does it instead.
And I haven't mentioned this yet, but this really isn't your Ash. This is Ashley. I mean, he's the same person, but, eventually he'd become a wisecracker, which hasn't happened yet since he went mad because of the deadites. So, I guess we have to wait and see him go crazy.
So because of this, Scotty decides to leave without everyone else. And so, Linda becomes a deadite.
A deadite that really likes to screw people. A lot.
So Scotty comes back inside, already all screwed up, saying that the trees did this to them.
Don't you see, Ash? They're alive.
Ugh, Ash, they're really pissed off. And horny. Ow, my ass.
And so Linda just screws with Ash, but as he brings his boomstick to her face, she turns back to normal. And turned out so did Cheryl. Or did they?
I'm all right now, Ashley. Come on, Dr. Chain, let me out.
Nope.
Oh, you bastards. Why are you torturing me like this? Why?
Well, it's mainly because Sam Raimi likes to screw with you.
We're gonna get you, not another peep. Time to go to sleep.
Best line in the movie. There's really no contest. Well, at least not in this movie.
And so Ash just leaves her outside, just a few feet away from the house, and clearly she won't be able to get back inside, as he sees that Scotty is dead, and somehow she gets back inside.
Oh my god! How did she do that? I didn't know you could open a door. I don't know how to pull the knob or anything. Wow, that must be really difficult to do. Man. Makes you think, doesn't it?
As so she's stabbed by the dagger. But she isn't able to move, so Ash gets her ready and grabs the chainsaw, but he can't do it.
Yeah, it's mainly because that's a real chainsaw on the real actress. So if they accidentally killed her, that would have been a problem.
As so, he takes his necklace and decides to instead bury her. But score's not a good idea.
Oh, come on, Ash. You gotta learn this eventually. Always dismember the dead so they can't come back as deadites. If you do this, then it won't be too bad for you. Or at least as bad.
As so, Ash is screwed up, but finally, he's able to do it. He kills Linda.
Okay, Ash. Now, take my advice. Fully dismember her. Okay. Or not, I guess. Well, I guess she has to come back in the sequel as a different actress somehow.
And so I guess Ash took so long that Cheryl escaped from the cellar. As he shoots her, but this doesn't work, so he decides to go down the cellar and get some more shells for his boomstick. So he can make the movie longer, getting blood all over him because the Three Stooges are horrible plumbers. And he also gets blood in the projector.
Hey, you screwed up the projector. He wanted to watch Three Stooges on that. Particularly the ones with fake shimp.
And so Ash gets back inside the cabin, screwing with him with the blinds and the clock and a watery mirror.
Which clearly is not that difficult to do. They just use water.
And so his screams summon Cheryl, him getting shot to the face, blood coming out of her tube. This also waking up someone else.
Yes. Now Scotty is a deadite. So now Ash has to worry about two deadites. And even though he's in the deadite slated that we'll eventually see in the sequels, he's still gotta learn it somehow, and even though they fuck him up mentally and physically, this will help.
And so the now possessed deadite attacks Ash as he pokes his eyes out because this is the fake shimp.
And if you don't know what a fake shimp is, I'll explain it to you. So when Shimp Howard died, the fourth stooge, or technically the third, I'm not going to explain that. So anyway, when he died, pretty much they had to finish a few shorts with him. And so he was dead, so they couldn't really do it. So they used old footage of him, and they also used the back of the head of another actor. So pretty much it's a stand-in. And so they called it a fake shimp as a joke because it was a stand-in for the actual actors. And so, now you know what a fake shimp is.
And so the fake shimp had him on the ground, so he can't grab the book. And so he uses the necklace to his advantage to grab the book, and then throw it into the fire, killing the deadites in stop motion.
And even though the stop motion doesn't look real, it still does look pretty cool at least. Especially that goddamn part. Goddamn. I mean, that's practical, so that's probably why.
And so, out of everyone, Ash is the only one to be alive. And now being safe because of the sun rising. Or is he safe?
No, he definitely wasn't, because Sam Raimi was riding a motorcycle through that cabin. And he hit Bruce Campbell, pretty much. And broke a few ribs, but, you know, it was worth it for that cool-ass shot.
And so that was Evil Dead. And it's still really fun. Not scary, fun. Because the movie really isn't scary. The blood can make you squirm at times, even though it clearly isn't real, but you can see the fun effort put in the movie. And also you can see the pain, too, that went into this film, but it was worth it because the movie is great. And even though I do prefer the sequel, Evil Dead 2, I still love this movie, even though a lot of effort pain went into it, though. There are still a lot of problems. Like I said, the effects can look fake at times, like seeing a tube in Jill's face, or some skin peeling off, and other things. And the tree scene, yes, it's horrifying, but it's definitely messed up. Even though it did make this movie a cult classic, though, so it kind of had to be in there. And you know what? Sam didn't want to offend anybody. Just people are easily offendable. It's supposed to be horror, so it's supposed to be horrifying. So it's not that big of a deal, really. And even though it's very early Sam Raimi and the direction isn't as good as other movies, I still enjoy The Evil Dead. And it's so great, I have to give The Evil Dead a 3 out of 5.
And so, Evil Dead begins Slasher Month 3. And next week, well, you'll see what we'll be doing next week. Until then, I'll see you later. Bye.
Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. We're gonna get you, not another peep. Time to go to sleep.